Hi, I'm Sophia Namazi and I'm going to be reading my book, Pigtails, Ponytails, and Fairytales. This book was inspired by my sister, Poppy. She would always wake up with crazy hair. This is also dedicated to my twin brother, Max. After a busy day at school, Poppy was glad to be home. Her crazy hair was getting to be a problem. She couldn't see the board through all the wispies. She couldn't drink her milk with all the split ends. She couldn't catch the ball with all the flyaway. As soon as she got home, she ran for the shower, and as the water ran down her shoulders, her hair finally returned to normal. After dinner was homework, and after homework was bed. Somewhere between 12 a.m. and 2 a.m., something magical happened. Two fairies named Sparkles and Flo flew in through the window on a glittery aircraft that looked like something between a hairdryer and a flat iron. It was their hairplane. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Too smooth, said Sparkles. Too clean, said Flo. Too straight, said Sparkles. Too plain, said Flo. They each grabbed a brush and a comb from the belt around their waists. What's on the menu for tonight, dear, said Sparkles. Let's go old school. Remember Marie? Lovely girl. What a masterpiece that was. The fairies sprinkled a tiny bit of magic dust over Poppy to make sure she stayed asleep, and then they went to work. The next morning, Poppy's alarm went off. She was still feeling sleepy and crawled slowly out of bed. It felt like she hadn't slept for a minute. When she got to the bathroom and looked in the mirror, she let out a blood-curdling scream. Poppy, your hair! Her mother stood behind her and stared at Poppy's hair in shock. How about we try to brush this mess? Her mother used 3 different brushes, but it was no use. It wouldn't budge. It's no use. You'll be late for school. How about a hat? Said her mother. Fine, said Poppy with a yawn. Poppy, catch! Fiona threw the ball. Poppy, who was still tired, dozed off in the outfield and missed the catch. The ball hit her cap, which then fell off her head. All the kids screamed, Poppy, your hair! It was like this every day, and Poppy was now getting quite exhausted. She ran to the shower when she got home, and after washing her hair, she finally felt normal again. She brushed her hair and dried it, and noticed dark circles under her eyes were getting worse. Why, oh why was this happening to her? The next day was the same, and the day after that. She was going to bed earlier each night, but she was becoming more and more tired each morning. One night, after closing her bedtime book, her mother said, I have an idea. I'm going to use one of my scrunchies to keep your hair up tonight. Later that night, or maybe early the next morning, Sparkles and Flo arrived for their nightly visit to Poppy's bedroom. They were just about to start work on Poppy's hair when they noticed something. Flo, that's not what I think it is, said Sparkles. It can't be. Is it? Could it? Must it? It is! It's a scrunchie, Flo screamed. They tried to remove it with bobby pins, but the scrunchie wouldn't move. They tried to remove it with their hair picks, but with no success. They tried to remove it with their curling iron, but the scrunchie simply wouldn't budge. Hours later, the two fairies gave up. It's no use, Flo. We can't get that thing off of her. This is not a fun place anymore, said Sparkles. Then let's go to that little house outside of Shanghai, asked Flo, and they jumped aboard their hairplane and flew off, leaving Poppy fast asleep in her bed. The next morning, Poppy woke up and removed the scrunchie from her hair. Wow, my hair looks great, she said. Then she noticed the scrunchie was covered in sparkling dust and glitter. That's so strange, she thought to herself. I wonder where that came from. Poppy's mother looked at her and said, I guess the scrunchie worked. Your hair looks lovely. I guess so, replied Poppy with a smile, as if by magic. Meanwhile in China, oh no! That ends.